Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going deep into the wild world of crypto scams from 2024.
Crypto scams, yeah.
You ready for this?
Yeah, hit me.
A whopping $2.2 billion gone. Poof. That's a 21% jump from 2023.
Oof. That's a lot of digital cash.
So we're going to unpack how it happened and, more importantly, how you can protect yourself. Think of it as your crypto survival guide.
I like that.
Our main source. Techopedia's 9 most controversial crypto scams, crashes, and hacks of 2024. Buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Before we dive into the specific scams, though, can you paint us a picture of the crypto landscape in 2024?
Yeah, sure. The FTC reported that the average crypto scam victim lost $5,400 last year.
Wow.
That's a lot higher than other types of fraud. And it's not just the tech-savvy folks getting hit either.
Really?
Yeah, everyday people are getting lured in, folks who might not even fully understand how crypto works.
So let's talk about these celebrity-backed coins. Techopedia put Hailey Welch's HAWK token pretty high up on their list. I remember when that whole thing imploded.
Yeah, the HAWK token is a classic example. It rocketed to a $490 million market cap, and then, boom, crashed by 95%, all in a matter of minutes. That kind of free fall usually points to something called a pump and dump scheme.
Pump and dump. For those of us who aren't fluent in crypto slang, what exactly is that?
Basically, think of it like this. Insiders artificially inflate a token's price, often through hype and, sometimes misleading information. They pump it up, and then when the price peaks, they sell off all their holdings.
So they dump it.
Exactly, leaving everyone else holding worthless tokens.
Ouch, that's brutal.
It is. And in Hailey's case, well, there are accusations that people close to the project knew it was going to crash.
So they bailed before everyone else.
You got it. Hailey's denied these insider trading allegations, but there's an ongoing lawsuit. It really highlights how risky investing in celebrity-endorsed crypto can be.
So even if you trust the celebrity, it's not a guarantee.
Exactly. Because even if they believe in the project, they might not grasp the tech or the potential for, well, let's call it behind-the-scenes maneuvering.
It's not just about blind trust. It's about doing your homework, right?
Absolutely. Speaking of celebrity-backed crashes, remember Jason Derulo's Jason coin?
Yeah, that one seemed different though, right?
It did.
It wasn't all hype. Weren't there supposed to be partnerships and a roadmap and all that?
You're right. The Jason coin tried to be more than just a meme coin. Derulo was very vocal at first, promising big things. Then, after July, went radio silent. The coin's value tanked by like 87%.
Yikes.
It raises an important question, though. How much responsibility do celebrities have for these projects? Is it just about promoting, or do they have like a moral obligation to see it through, especially when people are investing their savings?
That's a tough one. It's a gray area.
It is.
Now, there was another celeb-backed coin that went down in flames. Caitlyn Jenner's Jenner token. Same story.
Similar trajectory, yeah. Accusations of insider trading, the price crashed, the whole 9 yards. But Jenner actually relaunched the token on a different blockchain, which basically made the original tokens worthless.
So people got burned twice.
Basically.
Yeah.
Cue another lawsuit from angry investors. These cases, Hawk and Jenner, they really show just how volatile the crypto market is, especially when you mix in celebrity endorsements.
It's like adding fuel to the fire, especially for those who maybe don't fully understand the risks.
Yeah.
Okay, so celebrity endorsements gone wrong, that's one thing. But what about other scams? What else was plaguing the crypto world in 2024?
Well, there's one type of scam that was everywhere, and it was particularly nasty: the dreaded rug pull.
Rug pull. Okay, that sounds kind of scary. Like, what exactly does that mean?
So picture this. You find this new crypto project. It's got a cool name, nice website, maybe even a whole online community buzzing about it.
Yeah.
Looks promising, right? So you invest, hoping to get in early, before it blows up. Then poof, the developers disappear, vanish.
I take the money and run.
Gone with all the invested funds, and you're left holding, well, basically worthless tokens.
That's rough. And this happened a lot in 2024. Like, how common are we talking?
More than you'd think. Rug pulls cost people, get this, $192.9 million in losses.
Wow.
And one platform in particular became a bit of a rug pull haven, Solana.
Solana. But isn't that known for, like, fast transactions and low fees?
Yeah, exactly. Which is great for legitimate projects, but it also makes it, let's say, convenient for scammers to pull off a rug pull quickly. And they often went after meme coins, which, well, tend to attract newer investors, people looking for a quick buck.
So it's preying on that get-rich-quick kind of thinking.
Exactly. People skip doing their homework and, well, they pay the price.
Okay, so rug pulls, those are targeting individual investors. But Techopedia also mentioned some big hacks that hit entire exchanges. Like, what happened there?
Right, those are a different beast altogether. One that really made headlines was the DMM Bitcoin hack back in May. North Korean hackers, probably part of the Lazarus Group, stole $308 million from this Japanese exchange.
Okay, now we're talking serious money. How did they manage to do that?
They took advantage of weaknesses in how the exchange was managing its private keys. Think of your private key like the master password to your crypto wallet.
Got it.
If someone gets your private key, game over. They control your funds. And in this case, the hackers figured out how to compromise the keys that controlled the exchange's money.
This sounds like a pretty big security flaw. So what happened to DMM Bitcoin after that? Were they able to recover?
Sadly, no. They couldn't bounce back from the loss. They ended up shutting down in December.
It really shows just how devastating these attacks can be.
Absolutely.
Now, speaking of exploiting weaknesses, there was also the Plate app exploit. Hackers got away with $290 million there. And that one involved smart contracts, right?
Right.
What exactly are those, and how did the hackers use them to their advantage?
The smart contracts are basically self-executing contracts, but they're written in code. They're what power a lot of these decentralized applications, the dApps. Think of them as like a vending machine for crypto. You put in the right input, you get the predetermined output.
I see. So where's the weak spot?
Well, just like any code, smart contracts can have, bugs or flaws, things that can be exploited.
Yeah.
And in PlateApp's case, the hackers figured out how to manipulate these flaws to, well, drain funds from the platform.
So even though smart contracts are supposed to be, like, automated and secure, if the code's got a problem, it's still vulnerable.
Exactly. That's why having really thorough security audits is crucial for any project that uses smart contracts. It's like before you load up that vending machine with cash, you want a team of experts to double-check the design, make sure it's not going to get hacked.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Techopedia also mentioned an Indian exchange, WazirX, that got hit for $235 million. That one targeted something called a multi-signature wallet. What is that?
Think of it like a joint bank account, where you need both signatures to withdraw money.
Okay.
A multi-sig wallet requires multiple parties to approve a transaction before it can go through. Adds an extra layer of security.
So how'd the hackers get around that?
They used a malicious smart contract, basically tricking the platform system into bypassing the multi-signature requirement.
So they found a way to fake the signatures.
Essentially.
Uh-huh.
And what's even more concerning is that investigations are pointing to possible insider involvement, like someone selling account details to the hackers.
So it's not just about protecting yourself from outsiders. You got to worry about what's going on inside, too. Now, the MetaMask phishing scam, that one really hit home for me.
Yeah.
It shows how easy it is to fall for something, even if you think you're being careful.
Right. Well, with MetaMask, the scammers created these fake ads, but they were really good. Like they looked just like the real deal, even on Google Play. These ads led people to these cloned wallet app pages that looked identical to the real MetaMask site.
So you think you're downloading the actual app, but it's a fake.
Exactly. And once you put in your private keys or seed phrases thinking you're setting up your wallet, boom, the scammers have access to everything.
It's crazy, right? Like, these scammers are getting so good at what they do. It really makes you realize how careful you have to be with, well, everything crypto. We've talked about a lot. Celebrity coins going bust, rug pulls, exchanges getting hacked, even those phishing scams. I mean, it's a lot to keep track of. What are some key takeaways? What do you really want our listeners to remember from all this?
Well, you're right. It can be a bit of a jungle out there. But the thing is, you don't have to be like a tech genius to protect yourself. It all boils down to understanding the risks,
Yeah.
and taking some simple precautions.
Okay, so what kind of precautions are we talking about? Give us the cheat sheet for not getting scammed.
The first thing, and this is important, always be skeptical.
Okay.
Don't fall for the hype. Don't believe those promises of guaranteed returns. And if something feels too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah, good advice in general, right? Don't believe everything you read on the internet. So be skeptical. What else?
Do your own research. Don't just go by what some influencer is saying on social media. Really dig in. Like, if you're thinking about investing in a project, read their white paper, understand the technology behind it, and look for red flags. Are the developers anonymous? Do their promises seem realistic? The more you know, the better decisions you'll make.
So knowledge is power. Got it. Now, when it comes to actually securing your crypto, what should people be doing?
Security is key, right? Use strong passwords, different ones for each of your crypto accounts, and turn on two-factor authentication everywhere you can. But the big one is where you store your private keys. Those are like the golden ticket to your crypto.
If someone gets those, they can take everything.
Everything. So how you store them is super important.
So what's the best way to keep those safe?
Hardware wallets. They're considered the safest because they keep your keys offline, away from hackers. And watch out for phishing, Double check those website addresses, make sure it's the real deal, and never ever share your private keys with anyone.
So be proactive. Be informed. That's what we're all about here, right? Now, as we wrap up, I have one last thought for everyone listening. We've seen all these scams with those influencer-backed coins. Do you think there will be more regulations to prevent this kind of thing in the future?
That's the million-dollar question, and there's a lot of debate about it right now. On the one hand, tighter regulations could protect investors, especially those who are, more likely to get swayed by celebrities. But too much regulation could stifle innovation in the crypto space. It's a tough balance.
It really is. It feels like these scams are like a part of the landscape now, But hopefully with more awareness, more education, people can navigate the crypto world a little more safely. Thanks for joining us today and shedding light on all this.
Happy to help. And yeah, stay safe out there, everyone.
Running like a dunnin' in the beat streets with dreadnoughts, one feeling free. The night is young, we on a creative spree. Midnight memories, them, you and me.